Hey guys, welcome to Monday night's team call. I can't even talk. I had the best time. I road tripped to Atlanta and for the pharmacy event, and then I flew home. I wish I would have road tripped back. I was having fun, but it was really, really fun, you guys. I loved seeing so many of you there, and that's what we're gonna do on tonight's call. We're just gonna kind of talk about our aha moment or our golden nugget. So if you were at the event, could you just for me, just so we can get everybody lined up, could you do the raise your hand? It's right down at the bottom of your screen. You'll see a little emoji that says raise hand. Just raise your hand and share with us kind of just that takeaway moment you had. And I will share mine first. And we might have similar ones, or we might have the exact same one. We're at the same training. It's okay. I want to hear it from you because every time somebody else explains something, it might hit someone's ears different, if that makes sense. So for me, it was this is not a hobby for if you're doing this as a business. It can be a hobby if you want it to be. But if you're doing this as a business, you got to treat it like a business. So when are your people live? When are your people on social media? When are they scrolling? It's going to be different for all of us. Some of you might have a big chunk of stay-at-home moms, and maybe theirs during the day. I know for me, most of my audience, they do work outside of the home. So for me, I know that's at night. So that might not be most convenient for me, but if I'm working this as a business, I need to cater to my clients and my customers. And so I'm gonna start going live at night, and I'm very excited about that. We're actually doing a little challenge. To do it with us, and it's just going live at night. Doesn't matter what platform, just to see what happens. Okay, that's mine. Let's go to Crystal next. I'm gonna ask you to unmute.
Okay, hold. Am I unmuted?
You
Let's
are.
see. Okay, sorry, I just pulled into home. So let me take off my picture real quick. Okay, hello. All right, guys. My biggest take on this is your branding. Your branding. Knowing who your viewers are, who are you trying to talk to, who are you wanting to reach, um and changing that up. You don't want to be I don't want to be like Amber. I don't have little kids. I don't have toddlers, so those are not going to be my people I'm going to talk to. I'm going to talk to those ones who are 35 to 65 years old and who are retired, who are tired of dead end jobs. You want to find the people you want to talk to, because not everybody is going to be buying from you. I'm not going to probably have a whole bunch of 25-year-olds who are going to be buying makeup and skincare from me. I'm going to be getting the people who are my age or above that have similar problems like me. So it's the branding, knowing what your Facebook looks like, knowing what your TikTok looks like, knowing what your Instagram looks like, and change it up, and knowing what you are talking about. It's not all about pharmacy. Not all about pharmacy. You want to talk about, I mean, you're talking about your brand, like my brand, Pink, Starbucks. Pretty much that's it. Pink and Starbucks. I have to still really dig deep of who my people are, but I'm not going to be like the next person or the next person. So as a person, each of you have to really think about who are you trying to reach. And the other one is just like what Amber said. This is, are you a hobbyist or is this full time? Because if this is full time, you want to go big. You want to change things up where you're going to be doing lives. You're going to be doing at the odd times. You're going to have less sleep. You're going to be getting up 15, 20 minutes earlier before you have to go to bed, or wake up in the morning to go to work. You're going to do those changes if you want to go big. That's my biggest take.
Love it. Yep, that was one of mine too. Yay. All right. Next I see on my screen is Danielle. Danielle, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Okay, I got it, I think.
Got it. Yep.
All right. So I loved everything that Crystal just said, and I really got a lot from the branding too. Um, I really liked Ashley Veal's Tough Love. That was my favorite one. If you don't know who Ashley Veal is, go follow her. She's a powerhouse. And I love that she's not afraid to come in and step on some toes because that's what she did. And she didn't do it. And she doesn't do it because she's trying to be mean to us. She doesn't want to hurt our feelings, but she's doing it because sometimes that's what needs to be done because we love you and we want you to grow, right? You don't want a sponsor or an upline that's just going to sugarcoat everything for you and beat around the bush and not tell you what they think would be helpful to you, right? And so I loved that perspective from her. And basically, she was just calling us all out on all of our excuses. And the name of her whole spiel was No Excuses, right? And you really kind of back to what Amber and Crystal were saying, are you a hobbyist or are you having that ownership mindset? And just one thing that kind of stuck with me is her slide that said, if you don't have sales, you aren't selling. Okay. And basically, what that was about is like asking yourself, how many people have you actually talked to that aren't pharmacy influencers? How many times have you invited someone to try a product? Like, actually ask them, right? Because we are selling. We're not just like we are sharing, but we're also, it's okay to ask them for the sale. And how many follow-ups have you done? I know personally, like I have growth in my both of those areas, right? But in my follow-ups. And I know Kendall talked about this on the panel, how the follow-ups are like we think of it sometimes as icky, right? We don't know what to say if they come back and they say, actually, I'm not loving the product, right? Well, you got to think of it as kind of like a luxury experience. They expect that follow-up and they don't want us to treat them just like a number. They, purchase from us and then we never follow up. We don't talk to them again. They want to be treated like an actual customer, a person. So a lot of goods from that. I just downloaded the whole event, the slides for all of that. And they're so good. So pouring over them again.
So good. All right, next up is Cindy. Cindy, I'm gonna ask you to unmute. And I'm gonna mute because my son is being crazy.
Actually, my thoughts have been a lot of what everybody, even though it's only been a handful of y'all mentioned. I think the biggest takeaway that I got for personally, besides everything's been mentioned, because everything hits home, is the fact that I've got to really hone in on my target market. I think I'm trying to cover too many bases. I mean, I'm, I'm trying to hit the people that's got thinning hair because I deal with that. I'm trying to hit people that have issues with their skin because of aging, like myself, and I mean, I think I'm just trying to do too many things and that I need to hone in on one market and let that be my niche and really work on that. So, other than everything else that everybody's mentioned, which the tough love, the deal where it's either a hobby or a business, you need to decide. That one really hit home with me. And the fact if you don't have any sales, you're not selling. That one, I mean, those are kind of things just really hit. So that's all for me.
Yeah, the sales, no sales, you're not selling. That's huge, you guys, because I remember being brand new and with no followers at all. But it was this like the sales what would put diapers on my now 18-year-old. So I wouldn't go to bed until I sold at least two mascaras. I wouldn't. So I love that too. All right, next up is Ruth. Ruth, I'm gonna ask you to unmute.
Hello, everybody. I really agree with that about the if you don't have any sales, you're not selling. And I sat here and I thought about that when she said it, and I said, "Oh my God, that's so true." Like when I start messaging, when I ramp up and I say, well, I gotta go balls to the wall now because I'm gonna be on that trip. I voila, there it go. I got a sale. And the next day when I start messaging and start messaging and start messaging, I got a sale. So it's true what they say, and that's exactly true. And the one thing that resonated with me that every single one of them said was, you have to be your true authentic self. If you're a person who every now and then slips saying a potty word, so what? Because you're gonna find your people. Don't try to be somebody you're not. Don't try to be this skinny influencer who follows teeny bopper people, because that's not who you are. You have to find your people. You have to find the people, and maybe they, right now you're not doing so well, but you do it enough, those people will start tuning in. I actually had somebody, who like started following me randomly, and then I'm having the skincare class, and she came from Instagram to Facebook, and I was in my free IP group and I was buying from me, and that's exactly what it's like. Like, you find those people, and that's what resonated with all of them. Like, be your true authentic self. Don't try to be somebody you're not. Don't Your journey is not like the rest of them. Maybe this person is doing really good on Facebook. If you're not doing good on Facebook, try TikTok. If you're not doing good on TikTok, then try something else. If what you're doing is not working, then you just revamp and try something else. And that's what I think we all have to do. We all get frustrated, and the first thing we want to do is quit. But I say, instead of quitting, we just try again, just try something differently. And that's what I'm gonna do.
Yes. Yep. Me too. All right. Next up, let's do Christina.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute. Just like what Crystal said, what Miss Ruth said, just what everybody has said, the finding your target market, finding your niche. That was one that kind of stuck with me, was the niche one. Um, just honing in on who you are as a person so you can attract your people. But really everybody kind of had something to say that really kind of stuck with me. I really could repeat everyone, but those were the ones that kind of stuck out to me, was the finding out who you are and your niche. And so, yeah.
Love that. And we can do like a niche call too. I think that would be, I
That
would
would be
love to.
really cool.
Yeah, we should do
That would
that.
be cool.
All right, next up is our girl Tina. Hey.
Hello. So I was virtual, and myself, along with a lot of us virtual, what hit us right at the beginning was quit existing just online. Get out there and network. We don't just sell pharmacy. When someone says, what do you do for a living? Oh, I work online. No, I get excited like I do in my messenger. Like, I sell the best mascara, the best skincare and hair care. That's what I've been using for the last 18 months. Can I hook you up? Not, oh, I'm with pharmacy. That's, I gotta step outside of the box and start selling everywhere I go, be that saleswoman and just take over, because this is my business. That was a huge, like, for me. And then
Mhm.
everything else the girls are saying.
Yeah, so all of my OGs, do you remember having our freaking eye plastered on the back of our car? People will used to like call me and be like, "Can you pull over? Do you have that mascara? You have that mascara on you right now?" And I would pull over. It would be like I was doing like drug dealers or something on the side of the road. It was crazy. We did blitzing. We had blitz cards. Jennifer Hagenmeyer, she's on the call right now. She would go into salons and hand out her blitz cards and sign people up. She had every single salon in her town signed up. We were talking about that on our road trip. She's like, we are going to do that again. So that was big for me too. Like, yes. You guys, something that worked for me, and I'm gonna do it again. I actually did a training on it probably like 5 years ago. I'm gonna try to dig it up. But I used to do lead boxes. You can make super cute lead boxes, like, do you want a skin analysis? Do you want a pamper party? Whatever it might be, and leave them at nail salons. Chinese restaurants always let us leave them. Mexican restaurants always let you leave it. They're so nice, at least here in Minnesota. So that's something too to kind of get out of online and into your community. All right, I see more faces that were in Atlanta. That let me know if you want to share it all. You can raise your little hand emoji or just unmute yourself. I don't want to call nobody out in case you don't want to share though. All right, awesome, Kathleen. I'm gonna ask you to unmute.
Okay, hold on. Let me mute my TV. Um, I got, well, Allie definitely got me going. First, foremost, the brand, be yourself, with the not worrying about what you're saying. And I'm still, I mean, even though I was with a former company, this company to me is like, for me, it's fresh. I've never done it. That's how I'm looking at it. And I'm learning and starting fresh. But the other thing was the two wolves, the story of the two wolves. Which are you going to feed? And that hit home. So, I mean, I've been doing reels today. I did my live, and I was sick as a dog when I got home yesterday with a migraine. I didn't go to work today because of the migraine, but once I felt a little better, I still made sure I did my live because I always do a live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I made sure I did that, and then I did some reels. But those were two of the big things. Plus collaborating with all of you guys. The actually sitting and talking to you guys that have been doing this for a long time really helped with my confidence and with just wanting to even be better than what I have been. I guess that's about it.
I'm trying to find my unmute. I was trying to find that story really quick. Let me read it to you really quick. I just got it. It's pulling up. Okay, so Tale of Two Wolves. An old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. A fight is going on inside me, he said to the boy. It's a terrible fight, and it's between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self pity, guilt, resentment, I can't say that word, lies, false pride. Man, this one's a little longer than Allie's. He continued, the other one is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, humility, kindness, empathy, compassion, faith. The same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person too. The grandson asked, which wolf wins? And the old Cherokee said, the one that you feed. So that I've heard that one before and it's so good. So I just wanted to read that to you guys. And I loved hanging out with you. You are the coolest chick in the entire world. I just got to tell you, I adore you.
Well, thank you for that. I adore you guys too.
Thank you. Next up is another coolest chick in the entire world. I'm going to ask you to unmute, Tanya.
All right, so I'm horrible with names, but one of them came up there and was talking about what do we Google at nighttime, ladies, when we're laying in bed. What are we Googling? If you have a hard time with what you're going to talk about what you're Googling at night because you're probably not the only one that is Googling late at night. You might see something on TikTok. What do? Okay, I never knew that. I'm going to go Google it. So that's kind of the mindset as like pivoting and maybe doing some nighttime lives because what are we doing most of the time at nighttime? We're laying in the bed scrolling. So but when she said that, I was like, "Yep, that's right." I mean, I do it. I do it myself. I Google things. So if you're ever struggling, talk about what you're Googling because more than likely, you know, those other people are questioning it too, especially if you see it on the Tiki Talk. But that resonated with me, which along with a lot more. I could go on and on about it, but I'm not. But that is one thing that it stood out to me.
Me too, because I search on TikTok like DIY stuff, like DIY floors, DIY, like all of this stuff. That is nothing like my content at all, but that's the stuff that I love. You guys, that's how we find our niche. Like there's a niche call right there. The thing, you are the niche. What are the things that you are searching? Do content about those things. The content that you find for that, go recopy it. Those are your people. So I don't do DIY stuff, but I'm going to start. I'm going to start because it's also like, when we are doing this, it's like we're getting paid to live. I know that sounds so crazy, but when you're doing content of things that you enjoy anyway, it's like we're getting paid to live. And I know we don't get paid, well, we can get paid a little bit just for even posting on some platforms, but it's just, you know what I mean? Like networking and getting that following built, eventually it will pay. And that's how we get paid to live is what are you watching? Go recreate it. Go recreate it. All right, next up is Sybil. Hey.
Hi there. Okay, so I was virtual also, but I had two takeaways. The first one was a quote. It said, "Excuses don't pay, action does." So that got me motivated. The other thing that caught me was, if you can't sell, that's fine. We're sharing what we love. So for me, I feel like all my posts have been super salesy, and now I'm changing that to just make it simple and share the products that I love.
Love it. I'm excited to see your posts. All right, next up is my friend Rachel. Rachel, I'm going to ask you to unmute. And shout out to Rachel. She is helping decorate for our Miami event. I'm so grateful that you offered that.
Well, that was my thing. I everybody's always sell, 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 and I sell in person a lot. Like I'm big, huge, but I get online mostly for my DIYs and my arts and crafts and my repurposing and but everybody's always like, get on live and do this, get on live and do that. No, that's me. That's who they look for when they're doing things. That's who the calls come in. That's what they want me to do. I mean, today alone, I got a call. Can you upholster my table? Yeah, let's do it. That was that. I'm always worried about, okay, I didn't get online and do my makeup, or I don't do it as often because I'm running around crazy busy. But I sell in person a lot. So that was my takeaway. Be me.
You be you. You're an
Me.
awesome person to be.
I'm a little wackadoodle that loves coffee, but yeah, me.
Yeah, we all are. That's why you fit right into this madhouse. All right, next
Right.
up is my road trip buddy, Tiffany. Hey, Tiff.
I am still not okay. I'm just gonna say, literally, guys, I've been living in my pajamas today. I'm on like my third cup of coffee. It was rough, but um I don't even want to like talk about the training aspect because there were so many good things that happened. I love trainings in general just because not only are you learning things, but you're also just reminded of things too. Like there were so many times I'm like, yes, I used to do that, or I know I need to do that more, things like that. So it just kind of pushes you. But what I wanted to bring up is just in general. I know that it's hard, especially if you're a mom, you have kids, you have a life going on, there's always things. Try to do your best to get to events. Like you have to be there. These things, it's like, yes, I go for the training and I want all of that goodness, but I also just want my cup refilled. And that's just being around the team and being around my people. That's what keeps me motivated. And I feel like just being around my people even for a quick weekend like we had, I just come home and I'm like so excited to get to work and I'm just 10 times more motivated. So I know that sometimes it's hard and things like that. I mean, we're a prime example. Flights to Atlanta were absolutely crazy. So we road tripped. And yesterday it took us like 16 hours to get home. But it was all completely worth it. So I just want to tell you guys, if you have not been to events or anything, get there. Yes, virtual is great if that's a last resort, but there is nothing like being in person around everybody.
I agree. Every time I get back, my business increases every single time. And that's why my mentor for the last 20 something years, 21 years, has been saying that's the number one paying skill in network marketing is getting people to events. Because you can add every person you get to an event from your team, you can add about $2,000 per year to your check if they really, take it seriously and get to work when they get home. That's huge. The fastest way to become a millionaire, get 100 people on your team in a room. Like events are so big. So I love that one. All right, anybody else want to share who was there, or even if you took virtual, let me know. Let me know. You can unmute yourself.
I will.
Okay. Where are you?
I'm right here.
Okay, I'm trying to highlight you.
Can
Okay,
you
you
hear
can talk and I'm gonna find you.
Huh?
You talk and I'm gonna
Okay.
find you.
Hold on. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi guys. Okay, so I have been ridiculously fired up today. I have been on the phone like an addict today, just nonstop creating. I'm like, it's go time. And I'm gonna tell you, it's caveat to Tiffany. She's so right. Just showing up at the events and I mean, yes, the knowledge, but sometimes just being around the team and the tidbits that they have and they give to you are absolutely phenomenal from other leaders, from other presenters, like all of it. It's amazing. Amazing. They just fuel your fire. I mean, you guys fuel my freaking fire every time, which I wasn't even really going to make it to this one. And Tiffany wasn't either, actually. And listen, God always has a plan in one way or another. Okay. He said, lady, you all are going to get there. And then it turned into a whole road trip. Okay. We had a whole road, I almost died, but it's fine. We made it through. But I'm telling you, that is the power of what we have in this industry in general. It is a beautiful thing to see people prosper. It is beautiful to see every single person come into their own. And what I will say about this specific team is that we are so diverse in so many ways, but yet we're so many different characters, but we're also beautiful in our own way. And I think there's such a respect for each individual person. Some of us are off the chain. Some of us are very introverted, extroverted. There's so many of us, but yet at the same time, there's such a respect level for every single person. And it's not like a you over me and vice versa. And that is what I love about this time around. It's just so different and you can feel the difference in this. And so, yes, get yourself to an event. I promise it is life changing. And these women are absolutely amazing. And I just want to give a high five to freaking Amber because she literally is a boss, And I've watched her for now the past, how many, almost 10 years. Okay. And we just got our first picture together, even though we've been at multiple events.
We have too much fun when we're together.
But she is also a wealth of information. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of this team. And of course, Jennifer Hagemeyer, my rock, my solid, my A1 since day one. I don't know what I would do without her. It's so funny to see the differences in leadership, but yet how they come together and make this astronomical. Okay. Because they know what it takes. So just follow the lead and you'll be good to go. All right. Love you guys.
Amen. Love you.
Love you too.
All right, Jennifer, you want to talk? Calling you out. She might be with the baby though, you guys. Here we grow. Say it out loud. Say it out loud, Jen. It's gonna kill me, you guys. Okay, I think she might probably putting the baby down. Okay, probably putting Benny down. Well, Jennifer going once, going twice. I feel like I always say I want to like start singing that song. Soul to the lady in the second row. She's an 8, she's a 9.
Oh my gosh, I could not unmute myself. That was ridiculous. Oh my God. Okay, but I have a million babies and I'm in the dark, but I just gotta like say events number one, absolutely. You guys have got to get there. Convention, Miami, if you can. This is where leaders go. This is where leaders are born. And the thing that hit me the most about the training was just overall, you guys, no excuses. That's it. How bad do you want it? No excuses. This is a business, and any single one of us can have success. And I witnessed that this weekend, and it's just a beautiful reminder. So please stay in proximity. Keep close to the fire. The fire is the event, is this movement. And yeah, Amber, shout out to you because you're freaking amazing and doing the damn thing, and we're all following your lead. So
Oh, I love you. I love you. We have the best team, you guys. Literally best team. Fast start to success. This is something Jesse Lee used to always talk about, and it's so true because it's exactly what I did in my career. Watch the people who did it. Do what they do. You're gonna have what they have. That's why I do now the lead. We do the leadership interviews every Tuesday, which you don't want to miss this week. Just saying. Because you follow what they do and you do what they do, and eventually you're gonna have what they have. So follow the leaders on this team. We have some of the best leaders in the entire industry who are ready to pour into every single person. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? I sent a direct message to someone. I don't want to call nobody out. Only Jen, because I've known her for 11 years. Love you, Jen. Jody can't unmute. Okay, let me see if I can unmute for you, Jody. Right down at the bottom, it should have the audio right there. If that doesn't work, you can feel free to do it in the chat too. Okay, Jackie says, well, when I make some money, then I'll definitely be there. Right now, money's tight. Yes. You know what? Plan for Miami, you guys. Not this upcoming one this month. I mean, unless you can, but convention, plan for convention. We have a lot of time to sell. Like Ashley Veal said, if you don't have sales, you're not selling. Go out there and sell. Put on your Daniel G hat and make it for convention. We still have time to do it. You can do it. I believe you can. All right, anyone else? I love you guys. I'm so happy you guys made it to the event. I need Miami. Get me over that border. Tina, we need you here. All right, that's all, you guys. Have a great night. I love you. Bye, everybody.